The final weekend of NCAA women's ice hockey is upon us, and I'm here to preview it on the newest installment of the Neutral Zone. Hello again, I'm women's ice hockey beat reporter Anthony Rossi. First, let's get into the USCHO poll. So, top 7 stay the same as per usual. Clarkson hops over Penn State and Quinnipiac after Clarkson and St. Lawrence both beat Quinnipiac last weekend. They maintain the 7 and 8 slots. The bottom 11 through 15 spots stay the exact same. A little bit of movement in the Hockey East, and I'll talk about that right now as we get into the pairwise. So, the stars next to each team's name predicts the conference champions. If you remember in the last Neutral Zone, I talked about the fact that the pairwise tries to predict what the NCAA selection committee uses to determine the teams for the NCAA tournament. So the star next to each team means that they will be the conference champions, that being Wisconsin, Colgate, Penn State, Boston University, and then Sacred Heart. Boston University is currently the highest ranked pairwise team in the Hockey East, so they would be the conference champions. Same with Sacred Heart and the Newha. But talking about in the hunt chase, we look at Clarkson in the ECAC and Princeton in the ECAC. Clarkson is right behind Quinnipiac. Although they did beat Quinnipiac last weekend, they are not in 9th in the pairwise because of Quinnipiac's strength of schedule and their quality wins. Same thing in the Hockey East. Northeastern and UConn are chasing BU. Every single conference really seems to have a tight race. Same with the Newha too. Sacred Heart is 29, like I mentioned earlier, and then LAU at number 30. They're one PWR between each other, but where it really ramps up is the ECAC as we look at the ECAC standings. Now, the plus next to the top 3 teams means that they get a first-round bye. 4 teams in the ECAC get a first-round bye. So Clarkson, Yale, Quinnipiac, Princeton, and Brown are all jostling for that position. It is going to be a very tight race as this season does come to a close. Clarkson right now is just 2 points ahead of Yale and Quinnipiac. Yale holds the tiebreaker over Quinnipiac. Princeton and Brown, they're right behind them too. If Brown gets hot this weekend, they could definitely hop into that top 4 slot. So, now that we're done with the ECAC standings, let's take a look at this weekend. It's going to be a very chaotic weekend, but it is going to be very crucial for those 4 through 8 teams to get wins and sweeps this weekend. We'll take a look at Brown first. They have the number 1 and number 2 teams in the ECAC, Cornell and Colgate. So does Yale. It is going to be tough for those two to try and hop Clarkson and maybe Quinnipiac if Quinnipiac gets a win tomorrow against RPI, that being Friday as this is being recorded on Thursday, February 13th. It is going to be very crucial for 6 Quinnipiac and 7 Princeton to sweep their weekend series to try and get that number 4 slot off of Clarkson. Clarkson and St. Lawrence, they'll play Harvard and Dartmouth this weekend. Clarkson having Harvard on Friday and then having Dartmouth on Saturday. St. Lawrence, the flip-flop, they have Dartmouth, then Harvard. And then it just kind of matters about how these teams do this next weekend. The path to victory for Quinnipiac to get that number 4 seed is they need Clarkson to lose at least 1, and they need Yale to lose at least 1 of their games, which Yale is not predicted to win either of the matches that they have because they are facing Cornell and Colgate, the top 2 teams in the ECAC. But Clarkson, they're going to have a pretty easier time as playing the 11 and 12 seed. It is going to be very interesting to see how the playoff picture shapes up come next weekend. The first round is next weekend, whether that be Friday or Saturday. We don't know just yet when teams are playing. We don't even know when the seeding is, but we will keep you guys updated on our X account at Q30 Sports, and make sure to follow us on Instagram at Q30 Sports as well. That's all the time that I have for the final Neutral Zone of the regular season. I'm Anthony Rossi, signing off.